The great thing about running your own business is the ability to have a variety of personality types on your work staff. Big businesses like Google or Apple credit part of their success to having a diverse team so they can bounce ideas and stay creative. The problem with this variety is the increased likelihood for disputes in the workplace. And this just makes sense. You're dealing with different teams, projects, management styles, and other factors at play. And maybe you don't want to resolve this dispute by going inside of a courtroom. Or maybe you're dealing with a dispute with another business that you're working with or a customer, and you'd like to avoid the courtroom if possible for that as well. Sometimes you can do that, and that's through a method called alternative dispute resolution, where the parties work with a neutral person or panel to resolve their issues without setting foot inside of a courtroom. ADR is not right for every type of business dispute, but it offers a lot of benefits, which we'll talk about in today's video. So let's get started.
Make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
I'm attorney Alexis Johnson of the AFJ Law Group PLLC. And today we're talking about alternative dispute resolution, or ADR, which offers a less formal or intimidating environment where parties work together with a third-party neutral or panel to resolve issues in conflict. ADR is great because it can also be conducted fairly easily online, which is helpful in COVID times. ADR also avoids extensive and expensive litigation where issues may not be resolved for months or even years. It's important to note that ADR is not right for every type of business dispute, but let's talk about some of the benefits of using ADR over the traditional litigation route and the methods.
There are many benefits to using ADR for a business dispute instead of litigation, because ADR allows the involved parties to come to a win-win resolution that takes into account everyone's position rather than in court where it can be more adversarial and one party prevails over the other. The benefits of utilizing ADR include that it is usually more affordable and takes less time than going through the court system. It's less disruptive to the business and its ongoing operation. It gives a final result that's focused on compromise rather than winning. And the result typically is a more concrete decision, as people are more willing to stick to a decision that they make themselves. Finally, and importantly, it helps keep business relationships intact by attempting to satisfy both parties and deal with the dispute constructively. When it comes to common forms of ADR, you'll typically see facilitation, mediation, and arbitration available. Facilitation is the least formal of ADR procedures, where a neutral third party works with both sides to reach a resolution of their dispute. Facilitation goes in with the idea that the parties want to reach a settlement. Mediation is a more formal approach, but still leaves control of the outcome to the parties and is usually recommended when there's a business relationship that you want to preserve. An impartial mediator helps the parties try to reach an agreement that's mutually acceptable to both. Finally, arbitration is the most formal because it resembles a trial, although it's usually in a more casual environment. The arbitrator, who is experienced in the subject matter of the dispute, hears arguments and evidence from each side and then decides the outcome. Arbitration can be binding, which means that the parties waive their right to trial and agree to accept the decision as final. Or it can be non-binding, which means that the parties can request a trial if they don't accept the decision. While ADR can be useful, it's not right for every business dispute. So it's important to consider the nature of the dispute. Is this a reoccurring issue or a one-off? Also, the willingness of the parties, because ADR focuses on an intent to compromise. So if this is very adversarial or contested, litigation may be your only route. Finally, you want to consider the likelihood of resolving the issue, because going through the ADR process only to end up in litigation ends up being costly and lengthy, which defeats the purpose of ADR in the first place.
Even though I'm a lawyer, I understand that the courtroom isn't always an ideal starting point for a business dispute. There are sensitive and nuanced issues at play. And that's why at the AFJ Law Group, we regularly counsel and assist clients through informal negotiation as well as alternative dispute resolution if appropriate. But we're also versed and ready for when we need to go the traditional litigation route. It's important to work with a business attorney to learn all of your options. So if you're dealing with a business dispute and you'd like to learn more about how we can help you, please reach out. My team is ready to help. We can be reached at afjlawgroup.com, or you can call or text us at 248-266-2135. Please also like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can continue to receive informative legal videos like this one. Thank you for checking out this video.